my name is Johan. I'm 44. I live here in Copenhagen. I have a background as a software engineer. I have been very much involved in the academic world in the first part of my life, I would say, until I was 26 years old. When I was 26, I experienced, certain, you could call it a flash of insight or a deeper connection to my soul and my heart. And I started a new path when I was 26, and for the past, is that 18 years, something like that? Yeah, for the past 18 years, I have been on a path to unfold what my heart is longing for. So today I work with what I really much enjoy, and this is this community, Tinkui. Tinkui is a community that is, it's a community where we really much like to see who we are each other. We like to see each other as we are. And you could say there's an invitation in our community to simply be yourself, show yourself, and to be creative, and that we have a space where you can set up workshops. We have a certain structure. We have, during the day, we start with our individual practice, which is meditation, yoga, tai chi, and so on. And then later in the day, it's more relational practice. It can be dancing, it can be circling, or music. And then in the evening we have different kinds of workshops, and open space for the members. So basically, it's a space for connection and for creative endeavors. Mm-hmm. So I'd say our deeper needs is to feel loved and to express ourselves creatively. And then I would like to answer what is a reflective organization that's aligned with these needs. I have experienced it. I experienced it here in Tinkui. I experienced it in other places. I can tell you what it looks like to me and what it feels like to me. It feels like there's this feeling of community. When you're in that state with others, there's also a feeling of relaxation. There's a joy of being also, and also you have your body, like you have your body, you're very much connected to your body, also there's, you have a relaxed body in that state. Mm-hmm. So that's what it feels like, and it can look like anything. Yeah, so it can be people hanging out, it can be people talking, dancing, doing stuff. So it can look like anything. So a pitfall is that when you want to put it in a box, say, hey, it looks like this, or we have to use these words, or have this clothes on, and so on. So that's a pitfall. Yeah. So I would say that is a reflective organization as I understand it. And how can we create it? I would say there's five steps needed to create this reflective organization. The first step is to, you start with one or two people, like one or two pioneers who say, hey, let's create this reflective community. And of course, these pioneers must know what they want. They must have experienced this. Maybe they have been on Burning Man, or they have been on a spiritual festival, or they have been in a garden playing music, playing with their friends, and they have, hey, this is kind of a nice reflective community, and I want this. So that's the first step. One or two people saying we want this, and then the second step is you start to search for others to play with, others who also would like this reflective community. And then the third step is you set up I would call it a ceremonial space. I will get back to why I call it a ceremonial space. It can be a concrete building, a concrete address, but it can also be a certain frame, like you say, maybe you call it a specific name. I would say we can use Burning Man as an example. Burning Man, you set up a ceremonial space. You call it, this is a Burning Man, and you have there's certain features. That's okay. When you step into the area, okay, now I step out of the normal society, and I step into a new space. So you have to define what that space is. And for Tsin Quy, it's a physical address. And within that space, you start, that's your playground, you could say. You start pretending that the world is in a specific way within that conference. So that's the first step. And then the fourth step is to start playing. Step into the space and to start to, it can be you set up workspaces, you set up workshops, and you start to unfold yourself creatively, and you just see what happens. So you could say when you start playing, that's you could say that's a pregnancy phase starting there, because the baby, the community is not born. It's not born at this stage. The community is still a potential, so it's still, but you have decided to give birth to it. So you start giving, like a mother, you start to take care of this baby. You give energy to it, you nurture it, you actually create these events that provide nutrition. And as this pregnancy phase develops, attention starts to develop, and the tension is between this world as we experience as possible, and this is a really nice way of being. This reflective community is quite a nice thing. But then there's a tension between the world as we are told as it is, the world outside the ceremonial space. And this tension starts, it starts to build, and it becomes increasingly challenging to carry this tension. But more people is joining, there's more people who carry this tension within them, you could say, or carry the potential within them. Then at some point, and it's a really interesting point, this the baby is ready to be born, and that's where you have the fifth and final step in the creation process, and that's the transition rite. And here in Tsin Quy, we are not there yet, but we have been building up for 5 years. So it's the transition rite. So we will have it sometime during this month. It's a 4D mapping process. It's something used within the Theory U community, if you're